Guys, welcome back to the channel again. This is a requested video that I'm going to do from a subscriber, and it's a good topic. It brings me back to think about certain things that has happened in my past. So I'll speak on this from my own experiences in life and what I've seen and what I know to be true. So this topic is going to be on basically narcissistic teachers, healthcare workers, the person mentioned, and some other things as well. Like even counselors, like in school, guidance counselors, youth workers, things like this. Now, I will say this, the youth worker that I had in junior high, that fella was an amazing guy. They're not every single person is a narc. Not every single teacher is a narc, but there are narcs in pretty much every school. Now, from my experience, guys, and dealing with these individuals, and I truly believe some teachers turn other people like into narcs as well, like students. And I think a lot of the times, not every time probably, but sometimes like the teacher's pet type of person could be a narc. And some narc teachers that I had, guys, they were very arrogant and bold and just like thought so highly of themselves because they have power. They have power in the classroom. They have power to boss students around, to make people look stupid. That was one of my biggest things, guys, that I'm going to tell you guys this right now. And it's one of the biggest things that pissed me off the most was teachers that made other students look stupid in the middle of class, like when everybody else is around. Forget talking one-on-one with a teacher or for them like telling you something to make you feel stupid if it's just like one-on-one, because honestly, like, it wouldn't be nearly as much of a big deal as if it's in front of the entire classroom and you are made out to be a complete fool. This stuff happened to me just a couple times. It never happened a lot. I was never one really. I was probably one of the people that it happened like probably least to, but some students had it bad. Like some students were made fun of almost every single day. And it honestly pissed me off because you can't really talk back to a teacher. You can't do anything like that because they have the power to get you in trouble. They have the power to mess up your grades if they want to. They can do some dirty things. They really can. And I also knew of teachers like putting alcohol in their coffee cups and stuff like that, mixed drinks, things like that floated around school, things like that were said, and who these things were said about was the worst teachers. The worst teachers. And don't get me wrong, in every school I've went to, from elementary school to junior high to high school, there was some good teachers in every school, but there was bad teachers also in every single school. Very narcissistic, very controlling, abusive teachers that tried to make it not look like that as much as possible, but that's exactly what they were. Stole and took self-esteem from other young students to make it look like that's not what was happening, but that's exactly what was happening. These schools, a lot of the times, are ran by these people. Some of the nicest teachers are minding their business for the most part. They're just there because they went to school to become a teacher, and that is their job, and they pretty much have no other choice but to teach. So I've had teachers talking bad about other teachers and stuff like this. It was usually the more innocent ones that would say something about another teacher, not to everybody, but just like kind of one-on-one type thing. Like you might come up to a nicer teacher about a problem that you had with another teacher, and they might be like, yeah, they're this way, that way. and you might just be discussing something. But this is all true, guys, and I know, like, there's definitely worse things that has went on in other places in the world. Like, I feel like where I went to school, it was pretty damn good, but there was still this stuff that existed, and a lot of the students as well that were very narcissistic and abusive, and just like people that would do the nastiest shit and get away with it, because if you were to like hit them or something, you're the one that's getting in trouble. If you were to stick up for yourself, you're the one that's getting in trouble. And these things didn't happen with me with students because people know I will punch them in the face. If you know me in real life, you know I'm not one to monkey with and monkey around like that with. I'm just not. Because if you get on my nerves, I will punch you in the face, and people knew that. People knew I could fight in school. I'm not trying to sit here trying to be a tough guy, but it's honestly, that's just how it was. That's always how it will be. But it happened to other people, and you see it, and it's annoying. These people act so cool. And these things exist to this day. Kids in high school think they're the hottest shit going. And stuff like that is what used to make me mad, because I was never like that. I didn't walk around with a big ego. I walked around like a confident person that was friends with just about everybody. And I didn't get caught up into the friends groups, things like that. Of course, I went after school and hung out with certain friends and stuff like that, but it's not like I was meshed in with one particular friends group and acted this way and only like this. I was never like that. I always went around to different people and got along with some of the preppier people, some of the not so preppier people, like just everybody. More so, like there was like the cooler kids that just like didn't care as much. Then there's like the prep of the preps that are like dressed to the T, act perfect. And then there's people like a step below them. I'm not saying literally below them, but it's like they act cool, but they might not dress as well or something like this. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't even know how to describe this. It's just like a school thing. And it's just like certain groups. But I never fit in with any of those groups. I was always doing my own thing. I always made my own decisions. So, what do I think about all this? I think that there's nothing almost anybody can do. There are teachers that got in trouble. I do remember this. And I'm not going to mention the teacher's name, obviously, because people where I come from might just so watch this video. I don't think so. But there was a teacher in junior high that got in trouble because he would always coach girls' sports teams, and this is a full-grown man in his 40s, I think, at the time. And he would coach all the junior high girls' sports teams, and he would get in trouble for like flirting with some of the girls and stuff like this, and it was actually disturbing. But he was known for this, and they let it go on for, I don't even know if it's still going on to this day, but like it was going on before I even got into junior high in grade 7. We come into school and we start hearing about these things about these teachers, what they've done, and then we get to grade 9 and we start to tell like the grade 7ers, not me but other people, like what this guy's like, and it's floating around, and then people in high school that's not even in junior high anymore know about it, and it's like everybody does. But that was just something else that I remember. Guy's probably a psychopath or something like this, sociopath, who knows. But he had a wife, but he still did these things, and like it was no word of a lie. He literally got in trouble one time, I believe. Could have been more than one time, just when I was in school, but. And I mean, this guy coached every single girls' sports team. Every single one of them. Volleyball, soccer, softball, all these sports, track and field. Like all of them. Badminton. Yeah, so in these situations, not the one I just mentioned, but like when it comes to narc teachers and stuff, I believe they do a number on certain students. They make students behave a certain way, think a certain way, and they're not good role models. Some of the better teachers that are not like that are good role models, and the more narcissistic ones where they pick and choose who they like. That's why schools are failing students every single day, because you might not be the most liked. They're not going to care about your health, your grades, how you do. Teachers honestly don't give a damn. They're showing up to get a paycheck. They don't care who's passing. They don't care. They care more like when you're younger. Once you get older, they start to care less. When you're in elementary school, they might care a little bit more and help you more and be there for you more. Once you start to get to junior high, and then you're getting up into high school, they only get worse. People only get worse when they get older. The teachers as well. And they start to help you less. They start to not give a damn because they are being selfish. They show up for themselves to get their paycheck. And you are putting your life in these people's hands? Are you serious? It's the same thing as college. I did not go to college or university. I don't trust any of that stuff. I think it's all a fix. I think it's all stupid. And of course, you can go and you can graduate and you can get yourself the job that you want, but that is not for me. That is not even close to what I want. Not even close. Like I said, in my eyes, it is all a fix. The human being that I am, I see it as a fix. Anybody else wants to go ahead and join and do this and get a job from it, be my guest. You can go ahead, but in my world, in my eyes, I think it is a fix. I think the entire system is a fix. I think we were all put on earth and we can do whatever we want to do. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. You can do something completely different. And I'm definitely not putting my life in all these people's hands, because I'm going to be way better than all these rugged individuals that honestly don't have a good head on their shoulders. All these narc teachers, you think they have a good head on their shoulders? No, they do not. No, they do not. They are school teachers. I'm gonna blow them out of the water. And I always felt smarter than a lot of these teachers, which is why I just kept myself quiet. Didn't say too much. Just showed up wanting to get the hell out of high school. Because I wasn't gonna not get my grade 12. I was gonna do that, and the plan after that was to get the hell gone. I didn't even show up, guys, to graduation. I was the only single person. They called my name, and I was not there. And I remember that I was with my girl at the time that this happened. And she even said, they called your name and everything, because I was texting her. She was going to this thing, and her mom, and they both said, she told me, and she even told me that her mom said the same thing. My name was called and I was not there, and they knew I wasn't there, but they just let me know that they did call my name and I wasn't there. I did not want to go back to that school. As soon as I passed my final exam in, I knew I was gone. It felt so toxic. It felt like the world came to an end. It was so crazy, guys. I can't even explain. Like, it's like my life just started. Now that I got out of here, now that I passed my final exam, and I knew I passed it. I knew I did. And you know how I know I passed it? Because a girl that was a year younger than me helped me write my final exam because of the finger accident that I had. I don't know if all you guys in this channel know, but these two fingers right here on my right hand, the pinky and the ring finger, I almost cut them off. Around that time, when I was in high school, and I had my hand in a full-on cast, and I could not write with my right hand, so I had like the smartest girl student a grade below me come in because she was helping like people with exams and stuff like this, right? And she had to be there to help me specifically because I could not write anything. So she helped me. She gave me some answers. Not all of them, but she gave me some. And I knew I passed. Because I knew I did enough on my end, plus she helped me a little bit, and I knew that I did it. And guys, it was the craziest thing whenever I passed that in, because I knew that was the end. I knew I wasn't going to graduation. I knew I wasn't showing back up there again. And it was such a relief. And like I said, it felt like an entire world just come to an end. This whole negative experience that I just had to live through, that I just had to go through, is now over. That is how I felt. People thinking I'm crazy for not showing up to graduation. Not everybody, but some people, obviously. I wanted no business being there. I got asked to go to grade 12 prom. With a girl. And I didn't do it. I wouldn't do it. And it caused some trouble. It caused a little bit of hatred, not on my side, but on her side. And I just did not want to show back up to school, guys. I did not want to I wanted nothing to do with West Isle Composite High School ever again. It's not the girl that I rejected, it's just the situation itself that I rejected. And that was that. And the closer I got to that final day, the more weird it was becoming. The more I started to see through the whole facade. And I remember what it felt like in grade 10 walking in there for the first time in high school. It felt new, it felt different, it felt unusual. And the whole experience was just chaotic. I partied a lot, guys. I smoked a lot of weed in this time because I wanted escapes from school. Played a lot of video games. In grade 10 I did. In grade 11 and 12 I did not play video games. In grade 10 I did it quite a bit. It was an escape. Still played sports, still did these things. Still got a lot of girls. I did my thing. But a completely new world started for me as soon as I got out of school. A completely new world. And it was so weird, because it's like, since you were just a young kid, from the time you can even remember being born, around the age of what, 4 or 5, you might remember little slight things at 3, maybe. You pretty much remember being in school your entire life, and now you get out of school, and now you're living a life where you're not going to school. Things change, your reality completely changes, things completely change, it's just so different. You stop seeing the same people every day, you stop seeing all your friends every day. You stop seeing all the girls every day. But this doesn't happen to everybody at this point, it just happened to me. It happens to some people, it happened to me. Because some people keep going to school, some people continue to go through to college, so they're still around people. They might go to university, they're still around lots of people. They're still doing the same things they were doing in high school. They're still partying. They're still doing these things. And even after school, after they pass university or whatever, that world comes to an end for them at that time. Now that's their awakening. That's their realization to a completely different life. But even after that, you're going to get a job and you're going to be around different people again somewhere every single day. There's not going to be as many, depending on where you work, I mean, but there's probably not going to be as many people around you as in school. It's still going to be a little bit different. Life just changes. Things go. And in my case, all of this stopped at grade 12 and I did my own thing entirely, which I like to do. I do my best when I'm not surrounded by a bunch of idiots. I do my best when I can think my own thoughts and be creative. I am at my absolute worst whenever I'm around a bunch of dickheads. So that's school for you guys. I just broke it all down. And teachers, like I said, are failing students every single day, every single year. Teachers fail more students than students fail teachers. And that is facts. That is why it's a broken system. And I know a lot of you guys agree. Most of you guys agree. I don't see anybody disagreeing with this, to be honest. But anyways, guys, I've said enough on this topic. I'm going to cut this video off now. I hope you guys enjoyed this talk. Once again, I'm going to be back tomorrow with some more videos. If you guys have any more video requests or anything like that, feel free to share it in the comment section, and I definitely will get to it at some point. Until next time, peace out.